Join us as we cross Canada to celebrate innovative nations leading the way in community planning. Coast to coast, we will explore the 7 C's of community planning: culture and languages, community-driven, nation-based, community engagement, communication, collaboration, connection, and commitment. Train the trainer, collaboration. Community-led planning is central to good governance and nation rebuilding. By bringing the voices of citizens together to explore the past, acknowledge the present, and envision the future, Indigenous communities and nations across the country are rebuilding themselves and creating positive, lasting change. The Train the Trainer workshop series provides skill building to the next generation of community-led planning instructors. Central to this training series is collaboration between and across nations and planning specialists, building a web of support that benefits the community, the nation, and all of Turtle Island.
Yeah, good morning. Just to give some background and context of where this Indigenous Train the Trainer project originated from, it really began, seeded out of the Indigenous National Community Development Strategy. The focus was really honoring the 4 pillars of that strategy, and there was inspiration from the Indigenous advisors across Canada who met frequently. And so there was a real need to kind of meet Indigenous planners and their training needs. So the original inspiration was we created a boot camp, and that was a 5-day learning session approximately 3 years ago. And we delivered 3 sessions across Turtle Island where approximately 20 candidates as emerging community-based planners got to experience some fundamentals for several days, and that was Zoom training. Out of that project, there was an idea about really increasing the rollout of those boot camps, and the idea was to empower really an Indigenous professional service and to really build out those community-based organizations around community planning. So in order to scale up that training of multiple boot camps, an idea emerged, well, let's develop a Train the Trainers module where we could empower not just more community planners, but to empower Indigenous trainers across Canada.
So we, as a small advisory panel, have been looking at, what do we want people to know? What are the best experiences, the best things we've learned as planners? What our people have told are the most impactful things in doing the community planning work. And so this helped nourish this idea of curriculum. What do we want to teach and share and lift up? And so, of course, having an Indigenous pedagogy is important. So embodied learning, how we sit with it, how it impacts us, how we carry that in our heart, our people say. And so we built from that place, that wisdom and knowledge of our many cultures and languages, and also the experiential learning, trying it on. The applied learning is so important. And so every day in the training, we had different exercises, experiential practice sessions, building an agenda, asking and listening, listening with our heart, grounding exercises, all these hands-on ways and how they're so helpful for us. And so that was really fun to have an Indigenous strengths-based approach to the training and the curriculum.
My experience with the program was a very good one, especially with the facilitators and the participants. Jeff and Sandra really made a big impact on the training. Sandra's way with words and Jeff's how he gets us to communicate with each other and encouraging us to participate in the program. They made my experience very seamless, and it sparked my curiosity even further.
What I found most impactful about the Train the Trainer was it was an opportunity to enhance my toolkit, my personal toolkit opportunity. I also seen it as an opportunity to build my network, right? Because I knew I was going to be meeting with there was going to be other like-minded people throughout Canada that were going to be a part of this process. So Again, anytime I get an opportunity to increase my network, that's a great opportunity.
My experience in the program was so healing. I just didn't think that I could connect with so many people virtually on such a crazy level. I got to meet 10 plus people and learn their stories, listen to their stories and their teachings. I got to listen to Sandra. She was so amazing with all of her quotes and her knowledge and her stories, and her connection with the environment was, it just makes you have like that tingly feeling of like it's gonna be okay. It was like very euphoric. I don't know. I was validated, and I felt very proud to be there, and the experience was life-changing for me.
Community development work is near and dear to my heart. It really focuses on the strength of our people, the wisdom and knowledge that we have, and so lifting up our languages, our cultures, how we adapt to change, how we have that inner wisdom and strength, is to me what community-led planning is about, following the ways of our people.
I was just like thinking like the government has the opportunity to like fund our teachings, and everything is based on teachings in the Indigenous culture. Like that's literally such a westernized way of like in education in the real world, but we are all about teachings and learnings, and the government has a chance to like undo what has been done to our people right now. So it's in our body to want to share and learn and teach, but we need the resources and the funding.
My message to the government, if there was one, is that not only do we need a community plan and community planners, and when we embarked on this 7-8 years ago, to me that was the end goal. This was a pilot project, and usually pilot projects, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, are usually 5 years, and then the government kind of decides, are we going to implement this, or are we going to just no longer. Well, we're now in year 8 of the Community Development Initiative in the Sask region, and we have yet to, the government has yet to make a commitment. I think the message is there, it's clear, of the benefits of community planning, and the government needs to make community planning a priority, not just for Cody, not just for Saskatchewan, but on a national scale.
The proudest moment, I would say, was getting that chance to take a program that specifically deals with community-led planning, and taking part in that is making me proud of myself that I can use the skills and learnings from other participants and the facilitators and use that in my own planning and having impact with my community members as well.
Yeah, my proudest moment with this amazing group of people is just appreciating the strength in the circle and just the inspiration and passion that all these learners collectively over multiple days persevered, persisted, were dedicated, and just witnessing the amazing knowledge sharing, the storytelling, just the empowerment and recognition of just a lot of great people doing a lot of great work, across all kinds of places in Turtle Island. So it was a real honor to witness that and be part of that.
I believe deeply and firmly that community-led planning, listening to the voice of our people, our youth, our children, our elders and knowledge keepers, listening to our stories. And when we were developing this curriculum, I could see this was a different way of doing our work. And it's so important. I've had the blessing of doing this work also in so-called BC in British Columbia, and is a very similar ground up or grassroots driven or people driven process. And I believe that's how we grow and learn and support each other and create that peer system. So that to me is the most effective, most fun, and most clear way for us to do this good work.
I'm most proud of our people that we're here, just because I know, again, it's just all about the people, but the people are so great. But our people have been living in like valleys for so long, just like craving to get to the mountain. And I kind of learned that it's okay to be in the valley, because our people have learned to survive in the valley and we learn to adapt. So whenever we come to these programs and we show up for our people, it's like a little step towards the mountain. And this program is gonna like help the ripple keep going. It'll help people get to the mountains, and I just think everyone deserves to see the valleys and the mountains from the top. So I'm proud of just this program, I'm proud of everything, proud of being here and showing up.
You know what? There's a video that we actually we created, and at the end of that video, that Cody First Nation video that we created, really showcasing or highlighting our community development journey. What brings me joy is if you've seen the video, at the end of the video, there's some kids and they're looking at the design of their play structure and their skate park in our community. And just the look on that little girl, I think her name is Coraline, and the look on her face when she's looking at that design, and just, oh my God, how, ecstatic and happy she was and excited. That's what brings me joy in the work that I do. That's what keeps me going. Because there are days, don't get me wrong, there are days where there's, it's high stress, because it's leaving, or it's building a community for them, right? For them to be proud, for them to thrive, and for them to be successful and proud of who they are, know who they are, and be proud of who they are.